Hi, and welcome to an overview of HR Cloud's Time Off application, which is used to set up different types of policies, track employee accruals, as well as their time off requests. In the settings of the application, you can define different types of time off and time off policies for tracking accruals. When setting the time off type, you can title the time off type PTO, for example. You can choose the visibility for the specific time off types, you can allow all employees to have access to that time off type, or only certain groups of employees based on the department, division, location, employment type, and other criterias. You can also define the unit of time in which the data will be tracked for this time off type. It can be hours, it can be days, and you can also choose to allow days, and you can also choose to allow overbooking or restricted. Once you set up your different time off types, you can then create different time off policies. You can choose which type of policy, each individual policies. You set up the accrual year. It can be the calendar year, or it can be based on the employee's anniversary date, and then you structure how the employees will accrue. You set up a certain amount of hours or days. They will accrue, and they can accrue monthly, weekly, twice a month, yearly. You can also choose the day in which the accrual will happen. You can limit the amount of time they can accrue, and you can also allow carryover if necessary. The carryover can be unlimited, or you can define a limit of hours or days. They can carry over into the next accrual year. If employees need to accrue more based on seniority, you can set up multiple on seniority. You can set up multiple tiers within the same policy. For example, the second tier will start 5 years after the employee's start date, and then they will accrue 26 hours instead of 24. And you can add 3 or 4 and more tiers as well. These policies can also be auto-assigned to new hires. You can assign a policy to everybody, or you can assign it to employees based on their department, based on their location, position, employment type, and other criteria. This automation can be overridden, which we'll see in just a moment. Once you set up your demo types and demo policies, the employees will start accruing, and it will all be tracked in the Time Off application itself. Time Off has a couple of different sections for tracking all of the information. In the Time Off section, you can see which employee has which time policy assigned to them, and from here you can override the automation by selecting an individual and then removing or adding policies to them. The Accruals tab tracks all accruals. You can see the accrual date, the amount accrued for each individual, and each of their policies. The Request tab allows you to track time off requests, and this is where employees can go to and make their own time off requests. Making a request is very straightforward. They select Add New Request, they select which type of request this is, and start date, as well as date of the request, and they can click Save. The description is optional. Once they save this, the request will go to an approval process. The approval process is also customly set up. The approver can be the manager, it can be HR, or it can be a specific individual who needs to do the approval at your organization. Whenever a time off request is made, it's also tracked here in the Request tab. You can see all requests, who made them, what type of request this is, the start and end dates, as well as total duration. The approval status will also be visible. Approved and denied request will be marked. If an employee cancels their time off request, the app will track that as well. In the Balance section, you can see the amount of time each employee has spent for each time off type. You can see how much time is available to them, how much they totally accrued, how much they used, and if they have anything approved for future use. Time off requests will also be visible on HR Cloud Calendar. Here, each employee can see their own requests, but you can set up calendar rules that would allow employees to see requests that their colleagues made as well. You can also define non-working holidays, which will be visible on the calendar, and if an employee makes a request during a non-working holiday. They won't lose time for the duration of the holiday. Each individual can also go into their profile settings and use our calendar integrations. We allow users to integrate with Google and Office 365 calendars. The calendar also has a second view called Absence Tracking, where you will see only time-off request information. In the Absence Tracking sheet, you can see pending time-off requests, which have not yet been approved. You can see approved time-off requests, the total duration, which time-off type this is. You can preview it monthly, weekly, or daily, and of course you can go into the future months or filter back into past months. You can do quick searches to pinpoint a user. You can filter out the view based on location, position, manager, employment type, and other criteria as well. This was a brief overview of time off. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Thank you for watching.